Hi, and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. I'm Jessica, also known as Naturally Nitty, and this is episode 230. I'm not looking at my notes that well. Anyways, yes.
And I'm Allena, also known as Starnitz. Today is September 11th, and this is our bi-monthly podcast, and it's a planning podcast. Because it's a little late. September kind of kicks you in the face, always.
Yeah. So, grab your knitting, pull up a chair, and maybe a notebook, and craft along with us.
Yes. So, of course, the advanced studies are up, and you've got your newts. You have until the end of this month to turn in your 50%. Your owls you can propose through the 22nd. And then,
Order the Phoenix.
yeah.
The 6th through the 16th, you can propose your broom. And then on the 23rd, excuse me, you get to start.
And then there's Quidditch, starting the 17th of September.
Which I think is match 2. I didn't see a match 1. Maybe I didn't go look
hard enough. But that's
enough.
I hate to say this, but I almost never do Quidditch because I just can't get my act together and do it. Sometimes I'll do it like if my manor will be like, hey, we're all doing this, let's do it all. And I'm like, okay. But most of the time I forget about it because I've been doing I'll do the advanced studies or whatnot. And lately I haven't even been doing missions.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm debating if I should do a mission because I got some from a give and take table at one of the shows I was at, and it's enough for like a sweater, and Heather would what's that hoodie sweater that you make? It's like a pamphlet.
Oh, the Wallaby?
Yeah. She wants one of those. But she's an adult size now. So I don't know if I can actually knit a sweater in 6 feet. So,
it's the knitting, especially depending on the size of the yarn and whatnot. But
it's a worsted weight. It's like Baroque vintage, so it's not bad. But I don't know. And I don't know if I actually have time with my nudes. We'll see. Anyway, so that's my thought process. I'm still working away on my nudes. So I'm trying to get it to 50%. And this is a good time to talk about it. Why did I not give myself more points? Because I broke it down into a point system, which you can't really see that.
Yeah. Can you adjust your schedule? Could you go to your examiner? Is it time? I forget what the requirements were for changes, but maybe you could be like, this is taking a lot more work and I want to adjust my points.
Yeah, maybe I will. I should have given more to carding and to flicking because I flicked yesterday and it took the whole freaking day. So anyways, okay, let's go on with the planning part of our planning podcast and we can talk about.
Okay, so classes. Neither of us are very prepared. We just copied what the homework was. We haven't read the classes at all, so I encourage you to do so.
Like 10 days before the first of the semester.
I know. I'm sorry. I blame myself. I didn't sign up in time, so I'm not like actually like I'm not on in a house. So I've been kind of bummed about it and like ignoring the house cup because I'm sad. But I'm doing a newt, so like I'm really pissed at myself that like all these points and all this crafting that I'm doing is not even going to get me fake internet points.
But it gets you participation points so that they'll put you.
Yeah, I'm still going to do it, and I'll still do a class, but I'm salty. Maybe I should just hop in your nest.
Yeah.
What are they called now? I forget.
Changed the manners, and they're all themes of green, and I'm in emerald, which is fabulous because I love that color.
You do.
So,
jump in there so I can feel more involved because right now I'm just feeling like I got cut off and I'm like floating into nothingness.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So next time when I text you that sorting is open, go right then and do it on your phone.
should have. I went and it was like the night before is when I cut off, like when I was about to sign up. And I'm like, are you serious? It's closed. Ah. Anyways,
Anyways,
first class,
first class.
astronomy. um, please craft something that represents the color of Jupiter's moon, low, by including at least one of these colors, black, gray, and or white, somewhere in your project. Non-rev crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt. Prior approval is not required. So that's,
So the
and
color,
it doesn't even have to be 50% of it. It's just anywhere in your project you have to use black, gray, or white.
yeah, and um, color ones are easy, and especially like this time of year when people are like crafting for Halloween,
Yeah.
black and gray and white. Those
Yes, yes, yes.
like the most universal colors in the world.
There.
Um, I know people who only craft in gray. So charms is next. So craft in the vivid firelight colors of fall. You may use one or more vibrant shades of red, orange, or gold, but only those colors.
Ooh.
Non-Ravelry crafts will not be accepted in this class. So this one's a little more strict. You can only do red, orange, or gold. So
It's basically like the warm colors of the color spectrum. They
right.
had a little thing there. But that's like very fall colory
Yeah.
scheme.
You could make a pumpkin.
Did make a pumpkin.
Couldn't put a stem on it. That was weird. Anyways.
Right.
That's not very hard either.
Divination. Craft an item that represents one of the major arcana. This can be the imaginary meaning of the card or what the card represents to you. Non-rep crafts will be accepted if they prompt. Didn't look at what it was, so I have no idea.
I really didn't read. I just copy and pasted. But there were like divination cards in the pictures.
Yeah.
So, um, oh yeah. Okay. We could. I think there's probably a link. I don't know. I'm sorry. We are underprepared. So
We
if you
totally
want
suck.
information, go read it. Sorry, we suck. So flying. Craft something that you will give away. Non-Ravelry crafts are accepted if they fit the prompt. Prior approval is not required.
Boom.
So that's in too.
Totally wide open. You can make a Christmas gift early.
I actually already have that one done.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super, super easy. All right. Moving on. Herbology. For your homework, craft in the colors of heirloom apples: green, yellow, pink, purple, and black. No red. Um, or work with a shiny fiber to represent the apple's skin. That's fun.
That is fun.
I
Definitely
like those.
coming here for apples.
Non-rivalry crafts will be accepted. So that's good.
So that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. I like colors. They make it easy.
History of magic. Take what you've learned today and craft something to represent one of the four house ghosts. Using the colors associated with the ghost house is not what we're looking for. We want you to represent the ghost, not their house. Please see the FAQs for some examples. Non-rivalry crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt, and prior approval is not required. So we've got Helga Hufflepuff. Oh, the ghost. Rowena Ravenclaw.
Salazar Slytherin.
Fire is the Hufflepuff one. The Bloody Bear is the third one. I nearly got this Nick. So you have to craft something that represents them, not their house.
That's fun.
Yeah. So you could do so many fun things with that. Like you could even like yeah, so many fun things. Okay.
All right.
Oh, you're
Oh, so that's me. Magical literature. To celebrate Mr. Commander's contributions to the literature on magical creatures, please craft a representation of something new you learned about a magical creature by reading Fantastic Beasts. Non-Ravelry crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt. Prior approval is not required. So that's awesome because
that
Newt Scamander is awesome.
we're excited.
That movie comes out soon too, right?
I
The new one? I think in November.
So I'm for that. Last class is transfiguration. For your homework, we would like you to craft your animagus or craft using the distinguishing marks of your animagus. Your animagus can be an animal of your choosing, or you can find out what yours is here, and they link you to a quiz. Non-Ravelry projects will not be accepted. So what would you turn into?
Huh?
So what would you turn into if you were on an animagus?
I don't know. Like I always my favorite animal was always a tiger when I was younger. But I don't know if just because it's your favorite animal, if that's what you turn into. I think I might have to take the quiz.
So I'm not going to take the quiz because I kind of already know. I'm like a dragon. I would turn into a dragon because I'm always hot and hoard yarn and fiber like big time. Like it's pretty. I like shiny things, and
You're
I'm
also
super angry, and I like breathe fire. Like I get super loud and annoyed, especially when I'm hangry. So I would be a dragon.
that's awesome then.
But I know this because I am like super hot all the time. So it's like from the inside out.
I get hot too, but I don't know. I think I'll take the quiz.
That's fun. So yeah. Um those were the classes. So just craft something to represent it. That's kind of cool. Or your distinguishing marks.
Yeah.
That's cool. So back to our regularly scheduled podcast. So do you have any mojo?
No.
Oh, I do, and I have it over there. So you need to talk about something really quick so I can go get that.
Okay. I have no mojo because I've been a bum. Actually, I'm working on my new sweater. I'm doing it right now, and it's taking forever, which is why it's not finished because it's a bigger project and it's not finished yet.
Okay,
That's why.
I'm back. So I finished my trillion. It's completely
It's
done.
beautiful.
And it smells so delicious because I used the Celebrate Eucalyptus, which is like a jasmine smelling. So beautiful. Yeah, that's what my um
Mojo is.
trillion looks like. So I don't think I told you this, but Bella used to knit, has been knitting like scarves forever. So for when I started this trillion, which was a couple months ago, she was still knitting scarves, and I was like, why don't you just knit a hitchhiker? It's easy. It's like your garter stitch scarves. There's just a little bit of binding off and stuff. So I like got printed the pattern for her and gave it to her, and she is almost done with it. It looks so cool. I don't have it because she took it with her to school to finish.
I've seen her working it. She was working on it this summer here.
Yeah, and it looks really cool. She's using a self-striping yarn that I dyed, so it's pretty cool.
Very awesome.
So I also have more finished objects. You're going to be amazed. I'm awesome. I finished a square. I have to sew in the ends, but I finished a square. It's 12 inches.
Very cool.
Jessica and
Is that
I are
hard to do?
blanket for a family member. So there's my first one. I figure I'm gonna make make 4 of each. So I'll make a couple more. So I just did this one because I found like this really cool swirl pattern and I thought it would be fun. So that I finished. I have to sew in the ends and then figure out where to turn it in. And then,
It has gray in it. You could do it for that.
oh yeah, I could. So last week, I babysat one of the teachers, the same lady I used to babysit for. Her babysitter wasn't around, so I had to have something to do while I was watching the kids because there's only so much Paw Patrol you can handle before you want to kill yourself. Um, so I made some Pokemon. So for since Pokemon Go came out, I've been wanting to make little Pokemon, and
Yeah.
there's a bunch of patterns, but I kind of wanted it to be kind of like the bunny nuggets, like just a small nugget of an animal, and then it just looks like that. Like so, I made a Pikachu. That's my Pikachu,
So cute.
and then I made an Eevee. So I made an Eevee, and I'm not really following a pattern. The Pikachu was a pattern, but then I just am using the body shape and colors, and then I'm looking at pictures and making the rest. Um,
Okay.
so then I made a Snorlax too.
They're very cute.
So those are the three that I've made. I'd kind of like to make all of them, just have a bunch of Pokemon hanging around, and to get rid of all the acrylic yarn that I have. So yeah. Oh, and then this past weekend was Endless Mountain Fiber Festival, and it was supposed to be like in the 60s, like high 60s. So we just took sweatshirt and jeans, but then it got like super cold, and it was so cold on Sunday. So I had all the yarn for the Pokemon because I was making them, um, and I just quick crocheted up this cowl for Bella. This is one that I was like, make something that you're going to give to someone. So I made it for Bella because she was like so cold.
Dude, you got like 3 classes done already.
I know, right? I'm like on the ball. So yeah, and then that's the things that I have actually finished. So yeah.
I kind of hate you right now. In a good way.
And I have so now let's move on to whips. You have
Okay.
anything?
Yeah, well, I already told them I am working on this sweater, Chloe's sweater for my newt. And that's why I have no finished objects. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I have most of the body. I'm I'm going to be joining the arms on pretty soon. So I'm getting up there.
It looks really cool. I like how it's
I've
turning.
been working on it a lot. And then these are like pockets that are gonna have to be sewn on.
Oh,
So,
fun.
and then where's the front? So it has a steeked section. So I have my steek section where I'll cut it and put the zipper on. But yeah, and then look at this awesome cool
Oh, that is.
narwhal. But yeah, so I'm almost up to the yoke, which I don't know. I'll have to count up my points for my newt to see where I'm at, to see
Okay.
if I'm at 50% or not. And then once I'm at 50%, I'll work on a class. But I want to make sure I get the sweater done because Chloe's been asking for it. But that's really the only thing I'm knitting on.
So I'm in the month of crochet, I guess, because I am joining this blanket as for a baby, Southern baby,
Mm-hmm.
Southern sunshine. I've actually finished it. I'm just doing the edging right now. Um, I hope I have enough yarn. I think I do. Um, I'm also working on, also because it was cold this weekend, and I didn't bring any of my knitting needles. I just had my crochet hooks because I was working on those Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I also pulled out another. Um, so I pulled out another yarn that I had for making Pokemon, and I started making some mittens and crocheted. And I thought that it would be fun to like try a crochet pattern.
Yeah.
One, because I only had crochet hooks, and two, it was cold. So I think I haven't decided if I'm going to do full-on mittens or fingerless mitts. Because I think Bella said she wanted them, so I might just make them for her and finish them. And she likes fingerless mitts, or maybe I'll make them like really long fingerless mitts so she can fold down the top or put it up if her fingers are cold. Because you know my stance on fingerless mitts.
I
So
do.
I started those, and I'm using this cool
Ooh,
that I made.
that's totally awesome.
But I don't have a G myself. Like I have a G, but it's dumb. It's not cool. So I said no one's buying it, and it's been in my shop for a while, like at shop shows. So I'm like, I think I'll just myself because look how shiny and sparkly it is.
Beautiful.
So, anyways, that's what I'm working on, and that's all the works in progress that I have.
That's awesome. That's very good. You spin me right round.
Yes.
I
So
oh
I have a newt that I'm doing,
okay. Go ahead.
and why did I not put stuff for more points? Because I was looking at my point thing. Here it is. How I have it. Talked about this in our planning thing. So for the sweater vest, I don't know if you can see that. It says 20 points for spinning that, which is fine. But I think it should be closer to less, and there should be more points over here for flicking and carding. I only put 12 points for carding. That's going to take the bulk of the time. I don't know. I think I should switch those two around. Spinning should be 12 and carding should be 20. Anyways, so I am trying to get to 50%, but I only have 20 points right now, and I've already picked the fleeces, cleaned the fleeces, and I'm flicking them now.
Okay.
So, and that's only 4 points. Like, seriously, I'm seriously stupid. So, I flicked the first, or I picked the first fleece. I borrowed this picker from a friend of mine. She owns a knitting store, and she got it like when another knitting store in Pittsburgh closed. She got it for really cheap. And I was like telling her, oh, I love those things. And then she was like, well, if you want to borrow it, you can. So I was like, cool. So when I first started, this fleece is like 1.5 pounds. I it and got the lanolin out, and then it was in one bag. So flicking or picking, whatever you call it, really works because now I have 2 bags of fluffy brown fluff
Mm-hmm.
that I can then card very easily. So I have to um, pick, click, whatever you call it.
That's a picker, so you're picking it.
Okay, I have to pick the rest of it, the other fleece, which is white, and that's a Shetland. So I also, when I'm doing cleaning fleeces and stuff, I get out this book, which is probably one of my favorite books. You can tell it's used.
Mm-hmm.
I get out my fleece and fiber source book, and I look up the fibers that I'm processing. So that brown one was a fin sheep, so I marked it, and it just has all the characteristics, and then um, what you would usually like knit with it. So I was just looking up because that's a good amount of fiber. So once I card it, I want to see, how I would actually use it, like what
Right.
project I would like to get. So then I also looked up the other one, which is Shetland, and marked it. And there's a couple of pages of Shetland, like I was reading through it. Like here's the samples. This one is spun from clean fleece. No. Oh yeah. So they show like here's the clean fleece and here's the raw fleece. This is what mine looks like. So
Very cool.
pretty cool. Anyways, so that is my spinning. Like I'm currently spinning the fiber that I blended, which was alpaca and Bromleydale cross.
Okay.
Um, and I have 16 ounces of it that I'm spinning. Um, currently, I'm spinning it like right now, like my spinning wheel's right here. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Pretty cool.
So you can talk about your spinning now. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's fine. I finished up my 3-ply, which was a Knitty and Color mashup. It was 3 different braids of fiber that I spun pretty much as is. I broke them up a little bit just so it was easier to handle, but I didn't split them any color wise. I just kind of spun them. Anyways, then I plied the 3 bobbins together for a 3-ply. And I got a total of 906 yards out of it. But it's pretty, I haven't washed it yet, so it's probably going to plump up a little bit. But it's pretty like neutral, or like it's all, nothing like really pops. But I think it'll make like a nice, I don't know, not exactly sure. It's like brownish and purpley, where there was like one of the braids was like blue and stuff, but it kind of like falls away into a grayish brown. Anyways, still think it's pretty. I'm excited to see it washed up. I just haven't done it yet. I think I was aiming for 800 to 1,000 yards, so I hit that pretty spot on. And yeah, I'm happy with it. So yeah, that needs a bath. And then I haven't actually started it yet, but I broke up my 4-ply that I'm going to be doing into 4 equal-ish balls that I'll spin on 4 separate bobbins and then ply them together, which I don't think I've ever done a 4-ply. I've done like Navajo 4-ply where you have the 2 bobbins and you Navajo one and lay it next to the, or ply it with another single, so that it is a 4-ply.
Lazy Kate?
What?
Do you have enough space on your Lazy Kate?
Yeah, I have an acre Kate.
Oh, I'm kind of jealous. I want one of those.
So I have. It has 4.
Very cool.
So yeah, so that, I think that was another reason that I wanted to do it, because I wanted to use it to its capacity.
Fun times.
But yeah, so I'm definitely not up to my 50% on my newt. Well, maybe, I don't know. But I think with starting to spin this one and at least getting a little further on this, I should be okay. And then I also have Rolex on my Turtle Made mini spindle that I spin on once in a while. It's connected to my purse, or actually I think it's in my backpack that I was taking around. But I don't have it here to show you. But I've been doing that for like a year, I think. My spindle projects like never go fast. But yeah, that's it for me for spinning. So we can move on. Sewing? You've been sewing a lot?
Yeah, I had a show this past weekend, so I was sewing like a ton. And then the end of this month is Shenandoah Valley. And weekend I have a show too, so yeah.
That's crazy.
Super crazy. So, Jim, our cardio challenge is still going. If you want to join in, you can. There's been a couple of people who haven't like replied at all to any of the ear burns, so I hope they are okay. Just check in when you can. We're, the basic of our challenge is on Mondays, you check in and tell us how your week went and what you plan on your goals for the next week. And it's like all like you said it yourself. So mine is basically like try to do at least 2 walks or workouts a week and drink a lot of water. That's for me. And stay on the keto diet. And that's what I'm doing. I count my move-in, like my setup days for shows as a workout because I'm walking to and from the car. I'm lifting like heavy things. and I am working super hard. So last week I did really good. I went for a walk um, with some friends, and that, or like, and then, oh no, that wasn't last week. That was the week before. Anyway, so I went for a walk. Then I had a show. We set up, and then I did, because we were at a fairgrounds and there was Pokemon stops around. We went for a walk. Me and Bella went for a walk around. So yeah, lots of.
Sometimes I wish I liked Pokemon like you did, so that I had that as an excuse, or not an excuse, a reason. I
So
have been sucky with the actual moving part of our challenge.
yeah,
But I'm not counting it as a loss because I've been eating really well and I've been drinking my water. Um, so, I still count that as a win, but I really do want to start doing stuff. And school just started this past week. So I think with everything new that's happening, because like the kids, uh, you know, trooping started up football and like just everything that starts up with the start of school is kind of crazy and overwhelming, so I'm hoping once it settles down a little bit I'll get into uh I'll move more, and it's cooling down. Like we had some muggy,
oh,
gross, wet weather. We've had a ton of rain, and then if it wasn't raining it was like hot and gross out, and it was like but it's been kind of nice at the last couple days, so
well, it like rained all day yesterday, like crazy. So um, you should just download the Pokemon app and do it anyways.
I should, I don't care. um
It's kind of fun, like to catch up.
yeah.
So um, I've been doing the keto since July 1st and trying to do this working out thing. So I've as of yesterday, because I weigh myself on Mondays, I'm down 23 pounds.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like I still am like waiting for it to stop, because usually when you do like diets and stuff, they pause and you don't lose weight.
Yeah.
But I've been like really pleased with how easy it is. Like it kind of sucks when you're traveling.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder, but for the most part, it's really easy.
Yeah, I like there's some times that really suck. Like get-togethers with people and stuff when it's like potluck and stuff like that. And when there's like lots of desserts and stuff that you kind of are sad about, like I miss. But other than that, it's really not that bad. I
So, um, speaking about the like sweets and stuff, I actually haven't really been craving them like at all, which is amazing to me. But I think it's because since September started, I started with because I am a Young Living person. Um, some of the people in the group that I'm a part of, they started a challenge, an Endoflex challenge, which is it gets your endocrine system working, like it helps support your endocrine system, like the oils that are in that Endoflex. And
Mhm.
I've been using it, like they suggested, like you put it on your thyroid or you put it on your lower back where your endocrine system, your adrenal glands are. And I had been doing that from the beginning, because that's kind of why I got into Young Living, is to get my uh, body working again. But they have a vitality line which you can ingest, and they said if you put that under your tongue, a drop or two under your tongue around like 3, it helps with like that afternoon tiredness.
Mhm.
I've been doing that the past couple of weeks, and I've noticed I haven't really been craving sweets. And it's not like it's sweet or anything; it's kind of weird tasting. Um, but um, yeah, I haven't been craving sweets. Is what I'm where I was going with that, which is kind of
It is. I was saying it's not that like I think it's more of a mind. It's not that I was craving them, but like when you're with other people and like you know,
well. I When I do that, I usually like try to get like coffee, because the creamy nuttiness of coffee
yeah.
helps, at least for me.
But Yeah, no, so I've been doing good too. I've been doing it for 4 months now almost. I just was looking at the calendar. I started it in May 18th.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, I'm at 28 pounds lost, so I'm almost at 30, which is fun. And then I actually the past week or two I've been wearing some old jeans that I hadn't fit in for like 3 years, I think. So like they're size smaller than what it was. So that's
Oh,
exciting as well.
awesome. That's so awesome.
Um, it's cool to actually see the progress. There've been so many times that I've tried different things, and like you get so frustrated because you don't see the results. Like things don't happen like automatically, but
And
I
then
don't know.
you're like,
Just
you know what I mean? Like you're
right,
starving.
yeah. And on keto, I'm not like I really like keto, and I can see myself doing this for a long time. But anyways, so yeah, I feel good. Um,
Have
it's
you
also helped cleared up my skin a lot too. Well, I've been using oils on it too, so I don't know, and taking probiotics. But anyways, but a combination of all that kind of stuff and not eating carbs and sugar, I think all together has helped. But yeah, that's good.
you notice like not being so tired? Like that's one thing I noticed too. Like I used to wake up and need coffee,
Yeah,
and now I wake up and I'm like, meh, maybe I'll drink some later when I'm feeling
yeah.
down.
Well, I mean, I still like my coffee in the morning, but I think that's like routine. But it's not. Yeah, it's definitely not like I need it. Um, and not counting, the past month or so where it's been like icky and hot out where I don't want to work. It's not. It's the weather that makes me not want to, not the
Yeah,
not. But yeah, I've had more energy, so it's good. Good stuff.
that is totally awesome. Okay, um, binging. Have you been binging on anything?
A little bit. Um, I kind of last time we talked, was in like a show hole and a book hole, and like I still am kind of there. But I went back and realized that there's a couple shows that I had started and not finished. So I went and found Bones, and I finished the last like 2 seasons of that. Um,
Yay for finishing. I'm still stuck on that one.
um, I know why I stopped because someone died and it like made me mad. But yeah, so I went back and finished it, and like the way they finished it, kind of like made me go meh. Like the last season is like half of their regular. It's not like 20 some odd episodes. It's like 12. So I was kind of bummed about that because I was like getting into it again, and then all of a sudden I'm like, there's no more to watch. Like what the heck? Um, so yeah, so now I'm back in it. So I need to find something else to watch, or actually, I need to find a series to listen to in books because I need it.
I have some. I could totally tell you. So,
Okay.
um,
Oh, wait.
okay, go.
But I also, after finishing Bones, I was like, I need something like happy and not like, we're investigating murders all the time. Um, so I went and I saw Glee was on stuff. So I was like, I haven't seen that in like 10 years, maybe not 10. It probably hasn't been out that long. Anyways, I went back and started watching it. And it's like such a funny show. Like Sue Sylvester cracks me up. She's so mean and awesome. Um, I haven't watched much of it, but it's a good like feel good, not drama. Well, I mean, there's drama in it, but you know what I mean. Like it's funny and they're singing. I like singing. Anyways, okay, now you can tell me about books.
Okay. I am also kind of in a show hole, book hole, kind of. So I read this book called Diary of a Mad Fat Girl, and it was okay. It wasn't like my favorite. Um, so I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, I want to listen to something that I like, that I will like. So I went and I read the Hidden Legacy series by Ilona Andrews. It starts out with like Burn for Me, White Hot, something else.
Okay.
Wildfire maybe. Those were good, and those are like three. And then she has a half, like a short novella coming out, and then there's supposedly three more in that series, but it'll be about her sister, so it'll be cool to listen to. I think.
Okay.
Um, And then I started, so then I was on an Allena Andrews kick. So I'm like, I'm going to reread Kate Daniels because it's been like 3 years, maybe two, um, since I've read them. So
Started one of those books because that author sounds familiar.
yeah, Kate Daniels. And then Allena and, so I started reading and I read through 1 through 4 and I'm on 5 now.
Okay.
And then I had started the F is for Fugitive, but it's on hold. And the Kate Daniels #5 book is going good, but then sometimes my iPod will just like restart a book. And so I was driving. So I had Bella start me on Allena Andrews' Edge series. So I'm listening to that too. So I have lots of books that I'm doing. So you could do any of those books. Right now, I'm waiting from the library for a couple of books. I have some like the Booktown mystery books; those are fun. The alphabet books are fun by Grafton. They're like mysteries. Um, but I kind of wanted like to listen to um, sci-fi fantasy type, so that's why I went to the Alona Andrews because they have like magic in them and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Is she the one that does the On the Edge? Is that what you just said?
yeah.
I think I read. I think they read those ones not too
So I
long.
made it through the 4th book in that series from the library. Um, so that's what I've been listening to.
Okay. I'm
Um,
gonna search through my iTunes things and
yeah,
see. Find.
I really liked the Hidden Legacy series. Um, but I'm kind of like on the fence about the Kate Daniels. So I really liked it, and I'm liking the 5th book, but I remember the 6th book and how much I hated it. So, and I only have to the 7th book as audiobooks. I would have to get the rest of the series.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I want to like even go to the 6th book because that whole book pissed me off. Um,
What is some like what is she?
she's like a magic person and
Okay.
sword, and then her boyfriend is like lion.
Okay. I think I read the first one of that.
Yeah, it gets better, but
I think I was like that. Because I think like all those books I compare to Mercy Thompson and like that series, which I like adore,
yeah.
and then like anything else is kind of like, eh, I'll
So
have to give it another try.
I'm rereading. I'm editing my Goodreads reviews about them
Okay.
because that's what you do, or at least that's what I do. So some of them I didn't even review, so I'm like reviewing as I go. So it's good, but I'm like I don't know. I'm in this like funk where I don't want to read the 6th book because I know what happens in it and I don't like it. So I don't know. Stop with 5 and go on to different stuff. But I wanted like a series that I could read through while I'm like sewing for all these shows and then driving all these
Right.
hours. So yeah. But the Hidden Legacy one was pretty good. Um they have a style. Like so Ilona Andrews is a husband and wife team who write together under the pseudonym Ilona Andrews. So
Okay.
um and one thing I really like is her husband, his name is Gordon. He um writes from Curran's point of view, which is the guy's point of view, different short stories. So they have like a book you can download from their website and just read the short stories. Like they're usually like submitted to those like
Collaborative.
but you can get them from their website. So I like reading. Like so, as I was reading the Kate Daniels books, I would go, and then when I get to the part where I know like his point of view, I would read his point of view, and then keep going. It's kind of fun to do that. I'm like weird like that. I like to see
Oh,
that.
that's cool. I like it.
Um, so um, yeah, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on after this book because I remember how much I hated the 6th book. But maybe
I'm I'm gonna take a wild stab and say no, you're not gonna read it.
but the goal is to finish more things, right?
Then
So
Then you need to listen to it while you're doing something
I know.
sewing. I don't know.
So that's my thing. But watching, if you're in a show hole and you want to watch something funny and hilarious, The Good Place.
Okay.
It's hilarious and funny, and it's like a 30-minute show. And they just put the second season up on Netflix. I've been watching it and just like dying of laughter.
Okay.
It's so funny. And I love that. So I've been doing that. I finished the 15th season of Project Runway, and I've started the 16th, which is all they have on demand. So I've been binging that. And then Andy and I are watching Parks and Rec together. That's another funny show that you could watch.
Okay.
And then we just started the Jack Ryan that came out on Amazon Prime. And that's really good. And Andy likes it because it's like military spy type stuff. So he doesn't normally like the stuff I watch. So, but yeah, for reading though, like I read a book called The All Girl Filling Station. I think I told you about it. But by Fanny Flagg, she's the lady who wrote The Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend. That's like a one standalone book, but it was really good. I'm waiting for Fried Green Tomatoes so I could reread that, but
All right. I just need to like find something just do it or commit or something. I don't know. And get going.
yeah.
And then start like carding stuff because I haven't touched my drum carder in months and it's sad.
Get a series going. Maybe redo the Kate Daniels ones. It's good.
I'll see.
Like my personal problems. Not problems, but like my personal issues, I guess, with what happens in this.
Yeah.
So that's enough. Let's go on to randomness.
Okay.
So, I had a show this last weekend. It was the Endless Mountain Fiber Festival in Hartford, New Milford, Pennsylvania. I meant by Scranton, Pennsylvania. So every time I drive through there, I'm like, "Oh, hi, Jim and Pam," because I'm a dork. And if they actually had like a building or like anything about like the office, I would totally have gone and taken a picture. But I didn't see anything. So, anyways, yeah, it was really cold, and Bella and I can't. Like most times, you can go and just like camp, and a lot of people just have campers, which I wish we had one, but we didn't. So we just had our little tent that we slept in. It was kind of fun. Like I like camping, but it would have been nice if we had a camper. Eventually, we'll get it. But camped because it was like half or like a fourth of the cost to camp than to stay in a hotel there because it's like in like the mountain area of Pennsylvania, like the Poconos. So all the stuff is expensive because it's like scenic and it's starting to be fall. So
right.
and like the Airbnb was expensive. So we camped like because it's like at a fairground, so you can camp. But it got cold. It was crazy cold. And the reason we camped is because our stupid cars keep breaking down. I'm so sick of our cars. So we're thinking of like trying to get like a newer used car or truck.
You have like the worst luck. I don't think it matters what kind you get. You're always gonna have car problems.
I know. Well, and it's just like frustrating. So if it's not one thing, it's the other. So yeah. But I have a show this weekend in Ohio, Yellow Springs.
Ooh.
It's called A Wool Gathering, and if you live in the area, you should stop by and see me because that would be totally awesome. And I booked a hotel through hotels.com this time because they don't actually have camping there. It's like at a Jersey farm.
Oh.
And they just have this huge wool thing. And I've been told by many people this is a great show to do, that you need to do it. So I finally got in because I was on the wait list and I am going, So, but the hotel I booked They were all uh, around the same price, but I booked one with an indoor pool so Bella could swim.
Fun.
But yeah, um, that's it. Oh, I took Bella to the orthodontist today because she needs braces, and she's been excited to get braces for a long time, and I keep telling her it's gonna be a whole lot of pain.
I was gonna say,
She has her two teeth. Her front two teeth are there, but then the two teeth next to them are behind. Her mouth is so small. For how much that kid talks, her mouth is really small. Um,
um, I was
so
gonna say, like, you need to record her saying how excited she is for it, and then save it for the next 2 years because that's how Gabe was. And like, he's like, I hate braces, and he didn't want to go to his appointments. I'm like, dude, you wanted these for so long, like, whatever.
but so she's like already planning what color she's gonna get.
Exciting though.
But like half of her class has them too. So first she needs to get a palette expander. I mean, like I was talking to the lady and she was just explaining how it all worked, and I was like, it's amazing how that works.
It is.
Amazing.
It's crazy. Well, I look at Gabe like from 2.5 years ago, and his like one tooth was almost like bent out instead of like flat. It was like crooked, and like it's totally crazy how nice they look now. He just got them off like a month ago.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, they're a wonderful thing. Um, and it goes a long way. I mean, and it's not like necessary really, but like with confidence levels and like he always hated his smile and stuff.
Bella's is necessary. If she did it, her teeth would break off.
Oh well, then there you go. But yeah,
But that's so
me, I've been kind of meh lately, and like I think it's the whole not signing up for the House Cup, and like everything's starting again. So like I think a lot of times I get overwhelmed or whatever, and then I kind of like retreat into myself. So I've been kind of just blah. But I really want to start carting up more stuff and working on my business more. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I've just kind of been blah. And school started, and like, ugh, it's just a whole new set of
crazy,
crazy.
crazy, crazy, crazy.
Mhm. And Trubin had a football game last night because that started up again, flag football. But he caught an interception and he made a touchdown.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I was like, aw. Um, but they changed the rules this year. So instead of having teams, I think of 16, where like 9 play against 9 on the other team, they moved it down to teams of 10, and then 5 on 5, so that they get more playtime and stuff. So I think it's going to be good for all the kids, because there's always like one or two kids who like are awesome at whatever they do and like kind of steal the show. I mean, not on purpose, but it's just because they're good. So then the ball gets passed to them, and then that kind of leaves the other players out. So I think this way it'll really help, um, making everyone grow a little bit.
That's cool though. Is that through the school or is it like?
No, it's the rec department.
Oh, that's
Um, so
uh,
yeah, but he's with a bunch of kids that are from his school. So,
that's cool.
hmm and
Bella
he loves.
decided she's playing basketball this year again, even though she swore she would never play it again.
Oh, Leah's not playing volleyball this year. I was like, "Do you want to play again?" She's like, "No." I was like, "All right."
No, Bella's decided because there's only like since a lot of kids left and some kids aren't coming back, like some of the homeschool kids and some of the people graduated. She's decided because there's only going to be like 5 players, she'll actually get to play.
It's true.
Which I'm like, oh great, because that was I hated going to all those games. I
You just have to have a lot of projects.
yeah.
Chloe decided she's started middle school, so she's at the middle school now, and they have sports for them now because they got a grant of whatever money, and they started that up last year. That's why Leah played volleyball, and they play between all the middle schools here. Anyways, Chloe wants to do cross country because she's like, I can't really run, so I want to join it so I can run better. I'm like, Okay.
Cross country. Well, you used to run cross country.
I did, but anyways, so I had taken her, she needed to get shots updated before going to school. And like I wish I would have known because I would have took the stupid physical thing that the doctors have to sign. So I dropped that off yesterday. So she's missed a few days of practice because I didn't have the form signed because she just like decided all of a sudden she wanted to do it. So hopefully that'll be ready today and I can pick it up for her. But yeah. I'm like, if you join this, you're joining. I don't care how much you hate it later. Like, if you commit to it, you're doing it. She's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, okay. So we'll see how that goes. But that means like meets and stuff, who knows where. And like, it's crazy. And then I try to get Gabe to be involved in something and he doesn't want to. So whatever.
Doesn't he want to do football? Did he do football?
He kind of, well, they don't have, well, they have flag football, but for high school age, but you have to form your own teams and stuff. And he doesn't really know anyone that wants to do it. So, but he wants to play like real football. And I just, all the concussions and stuff. And I don't know. But then I feel bad, like not letting him do it.
See if he wants to play like swimming.
I tried last year and he like put that down. I think he said he wants to try basketball in the fall or in, I think that's winter.
Yeah.
Whatever. So yeah.
That's cool.
Right now we're just going to concentrate on his grades. Anyways, enough random randomness, or do you have more?
No, I think I'm done.
Okay.
So thanks for sticking with us, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Okay.